What up? What up? What up? What up? It's a brand new episode of Discussions with Jay. I am your host, Jade Up the King. Thanks for tuning in with me today. Just want to have some discussions just in regards to entrepreneurship, different types of levels of entrepreneurship. And I got a very special guest with me in the building. The very own T Quest is in the building. What up, T Quest? How you doing?
What up, though? I am great. How are you?
I'm doing good, doing good. So I just wanted to let's just get right on into it here. How have you been?
I've been absolutely amazing. You know
I
what I'm
know you got
saying?
a lot going in the world of T Quest, and from being a radio personality, a DJ, you got your own radio station. You yourself wear a lot of various different hats. Just get into that for my people real
Woo, child. How much time do we have? No, but
quick.
like you stated, I go by the name T Quest. I am a recording artist. I am a voiceover specialist, voice goddess. I'm a radio personality, a radio station owner. I'm a journalist. I do a lot of things. Graphic designer. I have a business for that. We have a fashion line, cosmetic line. I just do a lot of things in the entrepreneur world, the media world, as well as the music industry.
Okay, okay. So let me ask you this. Which one did you tap into first? Was it being an artist first and then that opened up a paved way for others, or how did that work out for
A
you?
special guest act. Well, absolutely. Me being an artist will always come first. I don't
Okay.
care if I even stop for 10, 15 years, which I never stopped, but it will always be number one.
Okay. How did you get
Mhm.
into music in the first place?
Well, when we're children, we gravitate to certain things. Some people gravitate to music, some people gravitate to sports. Like it depends. And my thing was always music because as a quiet child and like a nerd, we're always into our shell. And music
Okay.
was my outlet as a writer. Then I love to sing and I love to dance. So even though I was shy, I was never shy when it came to a microphone or a stage.
So growing up, what was your inspiration, or what would you say was your go-tos as far as memories of music as a child?
Um, my go-tos as far as
Mhm.
what though?
As far as like your memories of what you could remember of what, as far as a child, what you were coming up and listening to that inspired you to tap into music yourself.
Okay. So it was not really no artist in particular. I just
Okay.
always had a love for music and entertainment. But of course, growing up, I always heard more of R&B and gospel. So I heard a
Okay.
lot of Mariah Carey, Whitney Houston, Anita Baker, Tony Braxton on the R&B side. On the gospel side, Helen Beller, John P. Key, Commission, the Winans. And I didn't get more into I got more into the pop world like Britney, Justin, NSYNC, 98 Degrees, Backstreet Boys in middle school. And then towards the end of that into high school is when I got more into hip hop.
Oh, okay. So that's a lot of inspiration right there.
hmm
So as far as branching out from an artist into the other hats of what you, how did that come about?
Well, I always knew I was meant to be a boss. I always wanted my empire. I've been designing it since I was a child. Literally from like the marble tables to the infused water when people come in, welcome to GLM. Like I always knew that was my thing. So I used to get excited going to places like Office Max or Staples because I always knew I was supposed to be a business one. And the reason I confirmed it is when working for other people, which I don't mind because you have to be an Indian so you know how to be a chief. You know what I'm saying?
Got
But
you.
I was always uncomfortable at my jobs, not because I felt like I was better than. It's just I didn't like the way people ran their businesses, how
It
they
didn't run
treat
into
their.
you.
Hmm?
It didn't mess with what you had morally as far as what they do versus how you would run your business.
It would be totally different.
Yeah.
At working at jobs, like I didn't like the way they ran their businesses. I didn't like the way they treated their employees. I didn't like the way they treated their clientele or their customers. It may be uncomfortable, because I would never do that. I'm all about love, positivity, working together. So I just knew it was meant for me to be a boss to show people this is how it should be done. This is how we should work collectively. So after a while, I'm being an entertainer. I met some people that work for a magazine. Then I started writing for them, having an advice column. starting as an artist, I did an interview and they loved it so much. They loved my personality. They asked if I wanted to get into radio. And then I got my own show. Next thing you know, almost 10 years later, I got my own station. And then evolving from being on my show, and the next thing you know, I'm doing hosting events. And now I'm a host and I always want to get into the fashion world. So I started the clothing line, GM collection. So no matter what I tapped into, it always connected to one another in the same industry.
And it always rerouted and branched back to the one thing that you kept true, and that's being an
Exactly.
artist.
That is
Awesome.
correct.
That's awesome. So speaking in regards to your radio station, what is your radio station?
It is Gotta Love Me Radio, home of the music and conversations that you want to hear with your favorite personality, T Quest, and Mix Show DJ of the Year, DJ El Nino.
And where can they find you at?
They can find myself at T Quest GLM, and they can find the radio station at Gotta Love Me Radio. You can hit us up if you got some music for submission at Gotta Love Me Radio at gmail.com.
And again, I just love those voiceovers, man. Family, she's doing the voiceovers again. That was Gotta Love Me Radio, Gotta Love Me World.com, right?
That's the
Okay,
website. You find
definitely.
everything in the world of GLM.
Definitely got to put that on the website right there so people can definitely tap into you.
Appreciate
And
that.
so, in regards to your design, how did you start getting into designing? How did that branch out for you?
Okay, okay. Well, it always started as, as an entrepreneur, you want to stem out and work with different people, right?
Okay.
Because no one should do everything alone. But sometimes when it comes to branching out and working with people, you don't know who's professional. You don't know who's just money hungry. You know who's going to be scamming you. So after a while, it just became so complicated dealing with other people. Then I'm like, you know what? Let me figure this out for myself. Okay. Let me just figure it out for myself. Because a lot of times where I had to depend on people, they wasn't there for me. And I can't allow people to tarnish a name that I've built up in such a positive light when it comes to people like recognizing me. So I just started going on different sites and working with graphics on my own,
Okay.
and after a while I started getting better and better. And then things changed during the pandemic. So since I've been doing it for a few years, not at the professional level, but enough to get by to handle what I need to handle, I was able to meet my partner in greatness, DJ El Nino, and he taught me how to use other programs to expand as a graphic designer. So
Oh,
even
wow.
though I was good before, working with another professional, he helped me become even greater at what I do. And then we end up combining both our businesses together. So you have my talent as well as his talent, and you see all the wonderful things from different flyers to moving graphics to laptop skins to commercials. And it's just two people with great gifts coming together to build an even bigger, phenomenal empire.
Well, they always said two heads are bigger and better than one, and it seems like the two heads that you guys put together is a beast.
Absolutely. And you know how it is when over the years you want to work with people, you want to have a great manager, you want to have a best friend, you want to have people you can go to, and it's hard to find that.
Hard to
You know what
find
I'm saying?
dependability. Yeah,
Absolutely, absolutely. So when you do, it's like a breath of fresh air, and that's why I'm always complimenting people and appreciate them if they make things less difficult. Even clientele, they come to me, hey, I need this, that, and the third. I'm like, okay, I took the time out to let you know everything I need. All you have to do is deliver it, and I got you from here. And the ones that deliver it, I appreciate you guys, because you make it easier for me to help you. And we have to be here to help one another. It shouldn't be stressful working with another person because it's
absolutely.
supposed anything additional to your life should not be a hindrance. It should be a blessing.
Absolutely, I
You know.
definitely agree.
hmm
And on that note, I want to we got to take a little bit of a commercial break real quick. But
Okay.
when we come right back, I want to discuss a little bit more into where you come from, how just growing up, and how that was for you. All right, so
Okay.
stick with us, folks. We'll be right back.
Hey, you.
Me?
Yes, you.
What up?
Are you ready to take your brand to the next level?
Hell yeah!
GLM Designs can help you with just that.
Word?
From laptop skins,
You lying?
promotional flyers,
Yo, son!
promo videos,
I need that!
OBS switch overlays and backgrounds,
Hey, yo, let me get that.
professional one sheets, and so much more.
Oh my God.
Please visit our
I'm on it
website,
right now.
GottaLoveMeWorld.com today to check out our designs.
Got it.
Follow us on social media at Gotta Love Me World.
Follow it.
GLM Designs are here to take care of all your graphic needs.
And we are back, folks, and I have the amazing T Quest in the building with us. So originally, if my memory serves me correct, originally you're from Connecticut, correct?
That's correct.
How was that growing up in Connecticut? How was it?
Well, it was okay. It's not really about the state for me personally. It was just the individual that I was. I
Okay.
was a quiet nerd. So, being like an outsider is not always connecting when you're quiet. You don't know who to sit with at the lunch tables, or they think you're better than everybody because you're smart. Then there was a time when I went to all white schools and like the only black girl in a school. So that was a different dynamic, not knowing how to really fit in, and then
Was it
sometimes being like,
intimidating?
it wasn't intimidating because it wasn't really about them. It was just me,
Okay.
individual. I wasn't comfortable
Okay.
in the skin I was in. Even being in certain urban schools and they picked on me then, once again trying to being smart, or they picked on me because of my weight, or it was just being bullied. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? And it's hard to talk about that stuff because you just want to get it out the way. You know what I'm saying? Hoping the next day will be a better day. So I was just, music was my outlet. So I did my work. I stayed in school. I always did excellent, stayed on the honor roll. And then when I wasn't in school, I was always writing songs and dancing. So, I just stuck to myself and to my happiness, which was music. It always was my escape. But it was cool, especially during high school when I was like, you know what, Quest, look, you are cool, you are great, you are talented, you are smart. Just open up a little bit. Come on, caterpillar, turn into the butterfly and let them know who you are. And
I know
then
that's
once,
right.
you know what I'm saying? And so when I got to high school, it was different because I've been to so many schools. I've been to 11 schools in total over a course of 12, 13 years.
Wow.
So I was always the new girl, and starting over is not easy if you're not the cool one. You know what I'm saying? So it was always rough. But once I got to high school, I was able to breathe for a few years, and I did what I had to do to the point I was like president of almost every club. It was
Hmm.
in every musical thing from chorus, ladies of harmony, gospel choir, drill team, hip hop dance team. I'm the only person that was in a talent show with two sets. Like I made sure that people and my insecurities was not going to ruin my high school experience.
And it's funny that you mentioned that because I actually on my other podcast that I have with my partner, we actually discussed on an episode in regards to insecurities and how that makes people feel and growing up that
Mhm,
teenage years where it's so transitional and so
mhm.
crucial. Now, for you, would you say that you started owning and growing into yourself and that comfortableness during high school, or was it really after or before?
It was during high school because
Okay.
I went down south for a year, which is supposed to be my freshman year. But the way their system is, your ninth grade is actually part of the middle school building. So I never
Okay.
actually had experience as a freshman in high school. And even then, I was like, in my mind, I'm like, you're smart, you're gifted, you're talented. Like, you got to break out your shell. You got to break out your shell. Like, show them the amazing person you know you are. Right. And but once I got to the valley in 10th grade, I was like, you know what? It's time.
Hmm.
And we're gonna get this done. So by 11th grade, 12th grade, they were like, "What up, girl? Hey, sequence."
I know that's right.
But I was a part of the group that got along with everybody. You had your jocks, your cheerleaders, your goth group. The different ones. I was part of that group that just got along with everybody. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it was definitely interesting, but I had to break out for myself.
So let me ask you this: as for those that are going through exactly what you went through,
Mhm.
what would your advice or what would be the knowledge that or information that you would pass on to them?
I would tell them to Try your best now to figure out who you are, what you like, and what you love. Understand how the world is and how society is, which is pretty much walking on eggshells, but you got to learn how to get across them shells without scarring yourself. It's going to take time, but just stay true to who you are and know it's okay to give them a little bit and keep a lot to yourself. Because the more you mind your business, the less things you're going to be into. So I'm telling people, mind your business, stay to you, and do what you got to do. Like, it's certain things you may be into. You don't got to let it be known. You don't have to tell people, because you know how people are when it comes to like opinions and stuff. If you don't agree with them, they look at you like you crazy. If you don't like the same sports teams, they look at you like you crazy. If you don't like the same foods, they look at you like you crazy. You're always constantly judged every day. You have to control the narrative. Period.
Gotcha. Gotcha. And that's very powerful words. Control your narrative and be able to keep in control what you can be able to keep in control, and that you can't keep in control, just let it go. Because at the end of the day, just like you said, you mind your business. There's only but so much you can get yourself into. Now, what's in the day-to-day life of T Quest? Walk me through a day-to-day life of T Quest, because it just seems like it's just phenomenal. It's a movie walking in your shoes.
Oh my God. No, but well, first off, my alarm goes off in the morning. It says, "Good morning, beautiful. It's time to save the day." Now, Jay.
Oh, well, she
No,
probably
but
does have her alarm set.
my alarm goes off and it says "Wake up, beautiful." It doesn't say it, but it does, like this. It's typed out. But I may change it because I'm actually a lot of people's wake up calls. My voice, so maybe I should use it for myself. But I wake up, and of course, you gotta get yourself together. And then I'll check my emails on both my phones. I got like 5 to 7 different active emails just to make sure there's anything in there that someone may need. I don't want to miss anything. I make sure I don't miss anything. You know what I'm saying? And after I check my emails, I check my social media sites from my Facebooks, Instagrams, not really Twitter or anything, or Snapchat. And then I check my Telegram, because that's how myself as well as all the DJs in my coalition, that's how we communicate. And I'm in like
What
a
is your
thousand rooms.
What is your
Huh?
DJ coalition?
I'm a part of the Worldwide Fleet DJs, Lady of the Year. But yeah, so I have to check all of that to see how my day is going to go outside of what's already scheduled. Okay, so on my schedule, it could be things for certain clients that I have. Some of them I do like marketing for and promotion for. So I actually tap into their social media and post things for them, get their content together, their captions together, because hello, I'm a writer. So I have to schedule all them outside of each other. So, I got this person that their posts go up at 11, this one's at 1, this person's at 2, this person needs these emails. When it comes to clients, I have to see what they need, if it's like vocal drops and how they want it. So then I have to schedule that to record them. If people want like graphics and everything, get that together, make sure I have all the information so we can produce it properly. And then outside of that, I have my conference calls for people who probably need help in their businesses or with their brands or with their music. So we have calls with them, and then we go over things they may need, and then we'll go about how we want to go about that. And then in between there could be counseling sessions, because I'm an amazing go-to person and a lot of people need people to talk to. So I have those as well. And then I have like my show, the T Quest Show, relatable, informative, yet entertaining, with DJ El Nino. So those are scheduled with clients. And then outside of that, I have other Zoom classes that I teach, from like helping people with like OBS and like their Twitch backgrounds, or classes on entrepreneurship 101, classes with music artists for them to learn things about the business they may not know, trying to figure out why they're stuck at where they are and not growing. So I have classes about that. But then at the same time, I try to get things done during certain time frames, because you never know when miscellaneous things going to happen. You never know when someone that's not on your schedule calls you about something. You don't know how long that's going to take, or even family situations. So me personally, I try to get a lot done as much as I can between the morning time to 12, break for lunch, even though I'm still on my phone in between, even though I should be chilling, but that's just my life. And then go out the day. But then I always in my day at around 11 midnight to make sure I get a good 7 to 8 hours of sleep every night because I owe it to myself and I owe it to my health. If I'm going to be busy 15 to 16 hours a day, the least I can do for myself is to give myself a good night's rest. They always say sleep when you're dead. I don't know who came up with that. That's a bunch of foolishness. I've tried to do that before and work constantly over and over again. Back in the day when I used to work for the man, work a couple of jobs, morning, noon, and night, perform that night for gigs, shows, concerts. It became so overwhelming that I ended up having my first panic attack. I didn't even know what it was. And it all stemmed from someone asking me, like, you good? I'm like, yes, I'm just tired. And then I thought about every
Wow.
reason why I was tired. And I'm like, I'm just tired. I'm just tired. And then the more I said it, and then I started crying at work. They had to bring me to the office. And then I started screaming. They didn't know what to do. And I didn't know what it was. So the only thing I did was call my mother. And then she's like, what's going on, Quest? What's going on? And I'm just crying and screaming. And she did what a mother's does best. Instead of her trying to figure out, calm me down, she just started praying,
Mm.
and then her prayers calmed me down. And then once I got calm, she was like, I think you just experienced a panic attack. You know what I'm saying? And then Majala, you good? I'm like, just give me a moment. I'm straight. I can go back to work. And I'm just like, it's time for you to stop hearing what so many people are saying and figure out who you are and what you need to do. Because working 24/7 is not healthy. Going days upon days without sleeping is not healthy, especially doing performances at night after long days of work and me coming back home 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning to get back up at 6, swerving on the road, sleep driving. That stuff is not healthy. So
Mm.
then I had to reel it back in, even when it comes to trying to be here for everybody and reply back to everybody. And it became so much that it was nights where I couldn't even sleep a full night's sleep because my mind was just racing. And then I had to finally, like, you know what, just let it go. You can't be here for everybody. You can't save everybody because one person you keep neglecting is yourself, and it's unhealthy. And the
Mm.
moment I released that from my brain, I was no longer waking up every other hour at night. I was finally getting a good night's rest. But at the same time, once I start saying no to people for the first time, that showed me who my real friends and stuff was, because all these people was around me leeching from me, using me, abusing me, and taking advantage of me. The moment I start saying no is the moment they felt uncomfortable and they just didn't know how to, deal with me. And they all just disappeared because they couldn't use me anymore. You know what I'm saying? And I finally was like, you know what? Okay. Because me being here for people all the time, the one moment I needed someone and had nobody to turn to, that's when I knew what things I had to change. And that's why I tell people I focus more on my life, my health, my strength, my self-care, and my businesses, because you never want to be in a situation when you really need someone and all these people that love you, you literally have nobody to turn to. That is the worst thing to deal with. And I recently broke out of it 100%, literally during the pandemic. Like at the end of 2022, no, 2020, I was like, I'm done. I'm
Mm.
done. I'm tired. My mind is exhausted. My heart is exhausted. I'm no longer walking on eggshells. I'm no longer trying to please people. And then I found out where that stemmed from. And that actually stemmed from when I was a child. And the only reason I realized that because I was having a conversation with my mother back in 2020. And we were talking about stuff. I said, we know sometimes when people are kids, it's hard for them to talk and express themselves. They're going through a lot of changes, like you stated earlier. It's a lot that's going on with them that I know as parents, you want us to come to you, but we don't even know how to mouth the words because we can't understand what we're going through internally,
That's
And then
deep.
I told her, I was like, well, one of the reasons why I don't talk to people because I don't know how people are going to respond to me. I don't know if they're going to snap because they don't like what I have to hear. And then it clicked. When I was younger, I think maybe around age 6 or 7, I was watching this drill team practice outside in a school parking lot. And somebody asked me, do you like that drill? Now, mind you, I love singing, dancing, all that stuff. That was my thing. And I looked at it and was like, no, I don't like that drill. I think it's ugly. Meaning I didn't like what they were doing. And that's just my honest opinion. And then it was like they heard me and said, what? What you say? You said our drill was ugly. Next thing you know, they done jumped the fence. Now they all coming after me. I ran down the street to the house. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. It was to the point the next day or so, they found me and then they tried to jump me. And then my sister had to come through and break
All
it up.
over your opinion.
All over my opinion.
And how old were you at this time?
I don't know. I was like in third grade or so. I was young.
Wow.
You know what I'm
Wow.
saying? And then I'm like, there it is. At a young age, I was attacked just for
your
having my
opinion.
own opinion.
Mm,
And now it
mm.
makes sense that why over the years, I've always walked on eggshells to please everybody because I didn't want to have to voice my opinion and get hurt from it. I don't want to make somebody feel bad and they hurt me. So I always praised everyone and I always was here for everyone. And I'm like, you know what? I can't do this no more. And I'm at this point now. I've grown into myself, my business, my self-worth. And I'm like, never again. If you don't like what I have to say, it is what it is. That's a personal opinion. I'm grown now. I know who I am, and I will no longer walk on eggshells. And I tell a lot of my clients, look, if they don't pay your bills, forget what they got to say. Period.
I think you just slapped the nail on the head right there. Out of everything you said, know your self-worth. I tell
Facts.
everybody that because for the simple fact, if you don't determine your own self-worth, nobody will. Nobody will appreciate you the way that you appreciate you. And then once you know that, that's just respect that's just commanded off of you. You don't have to demand it. As soon as you step in the room, they just know based off your presence, okay, I
Absolutely.
can't come across that person this
Mhm.
way.
Yeah.
And I think that's what you realize growing up yourself. And I just love those. I just love everything that what you just said. As a matter of fact, you have something coming up here pretty soon, don't you?
I do.
Let's go into this next commercial break here, and then we're going to
Okay.
talk about it. All right.
Okay.
Here to rock them, 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 mic, here rock them.
Attention artists, T-Quest GLM LLC, Why Not Productions, and Gotta Love Me Radio presents The Industry. Artists get ready to get your questions answered and the real help that you need as well as deserve. All you have to do is register for free via email, gottalovemeradio@gmail.com. And just by joining, you may leave with free radio spins, magazine write-ups, interviews, and more. What are you waiting for? Go register now.
And we are back, folks. To a brand new episode of Discussions with Jay. I am your host, Jade Up the King. I got the absolute fabulous, gorgeous T Quest in the building. How are you, love?
I am absolutely amazing.
So that last commercial that we just played here, the industry. Talk to me about that? What's going on with that?
Well, for people who know my musical journey, I'll keep it short, is I've always had the talent, the drive, the energy, the money to invest in it. The only problem was I didn't know the business. So without me knowing the business and not having the proper guidance, because I didn't know anybody in the music industry, I just noticed where I wanted to be. I end up losing everything. Thousands upon thousands of dollars. So yeah, I can help you with this. It's only going to cost you this. Yeah, you can come to New York. We got these competitions for female rappers and all that. It's only going to cost you a couple of $1,000s. You get 20 tickets to sell. Like, people was telling me all this stuff. And in my mind, like, well, if that's going to help my career, then let me do it. If I'm supposed to do this, then let me do it. You're going to help me with my website? How much it costs? Okay. You're going to help me with my clothing design? How much it's going to cost? Okay. Thinking people are really going to be here for me to help me grow. And then I realized they're all scammers and it was using and abusing me. I'm just a young person wanting to have a career in the music industry. Is it supposed to be this hard? Is it supposed to be this painful? Is it supposed to be this traumatic, especially being a young female artist? So you only imagine stuff that I went through. And I'm like, you know what? It's okay. I'm gonna reel it back in. So over the years, even though I still stayed active in the music industry, I still was performing all the time, still was doing radio shows and interviews. I'm like, let me dial it back, learn more of the business, so I can maneuver better as an artist and a businesswoman. And then what I did was started my company to help people so they don't have to go through what I went through. So you have someone you can trust, someone you can rely on, someone that's everything's black and white, nothing gray, so you have nothing to worry about. And I'm like, you know what? Let's do something for these artists. I'm in all these groups on social media and they complain like no one respects us, no one wants to help us. I don't know why this, that, and the third when it comes to DJs or personalities or this, and I don't know why they're not working with us and I don't know what's going on. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna put something together for free for you guys to have your voice to be heard. So any questions you have about the industry, why you stuck, what you need, or whatever, this is going to be a platform for you to voice that and hopefully get your answers so you know how to move forward.
Awesome. That's just awesome. And again, when is that going to be?
That would be January, I believe, the 29th at 3 p.m. Eastern via Zoom, because we all over the world, different time zones. So 3 p.m. Eastern on Zoom next Saturday. And all they got to do is go to godlovemeradio@gmail.com and register. That's it. And show up. Register and show up. Because if you're serious about this, instead of complaining about it and you have people here that wants to help and want to show you for free, if you are available, there's no reason why you shouldn't be on the Zoom.
Now, folks, you heard it here first in live in effect here. Seminar coming in regards to getting free educational information in regards to the industry, what it can do for you, how it can benefit you. All you got to do is just email gotta love me world at gmail.com. Again, it's free and the information is free. The information, one more time, folks, the information is free. So there's no excuse at this point. None. Especially when you have people that's out there genuinely wanting to help you. Now, T-Quest, what do you say to those? Well, yeah, I've heard that before, and yeah, it's free, but then they're gonna want something in the back end, or it's everything that sounds good ain't good. What do you say to that?
I said, you're only hindering yourself because I've been there before too. I've been to so many business seminars, and a lot of them in the end are selling something, which, hello, it's business, but it's up to me what I want to do. So when I went to these business seminars, I got all the gems I needed during the seminar. And then I made the choice in the end if I wanted to proceed with what they're doing or not to proceed. Sometimes I did, sometimes I didn't, but I owed it myself to at least take the time out to hear what they had to say, especially when I was trying to figure out why I was stagnant in what I was doing. So,
So,
and it happens all the time. Too good to be true. Like my sip and sing, it's every quarter for R&B artists,
which, folks,
and
is awesome. I joined in on one, and folks, it's absolutely awesome. If you get a chance to check it out.
absolutely. And someone's like, nah, why is it free? What's going on? I'm like, look, the last thing I'm going to do is beg you for me to help you. Like, I'm like, I'm not doing that. I did it one time at a job. They said, that sounds too good to be true. I said, it may sound, it's only a deal. Whether you want it or not, ma'am, I'm not going to argue with you to save you $40. If you want to
True.
spend more money, that's on you, or you can take this deal, say thank you, and go about your life.
There you go. There you go. Now, speaking about the sip and sing,
Yes.
how did you come about that? And this is, and for those that don't know, sip and sing is a great way to be able to network, get opportunities, be able to meet new artists, upcoming
Mhm,
artists, collab with certain artists. Like there's so much that can be happening that
mhm.
can take place during this. How did you come up with the sip and sing?
Well, I am the manager of the R&B division of the Worldwide Fleet DJs, and we made Division of the Year. Hello. And what I like to do is different events with my team. I'm like, we're the R&B division, so let's actually do something with the R&B singers. Once again, artists feel that we just keep pulling from them. So I'm trying to show you guys something different. I'm trying to give you a safe haven. So let's do an event where we can actually hear them sing and see if we can work with them in different things. I'm like, we're gonna do the event. It's going to be for free. All they have to do is sign up and show up and get ready to go. And then some people signed up, didn't show up. Some people signed up, showed up, wasn't prepared. And I'm just like, at the end of the day, this is your career. Like, we're good regardless. You know what I mean? And a lot of people took it serious and some people didn't, and that's on them. But what I remembered from the sip and sings that we've had, some artists was able to meet some other incredible singers. Some hip hop artists was smart enough to join it, to actually connect with singers. Cause they always
Hello.
crying, they need singers.
Hello.
You were smart to join because rappers are more than a dime a dozen. But to find some dope singer that you may need, like, here's a platform. As a singer, you should sign up, and as a rapper, you should sign up not just to meet incredible singers, but other DJs and person. They're all going to be on the same Zoom, give you the same information as the singers. Why would you not take advantage of this opportunity? It makes no sense. And artists collab with each other. They collab with DJs. Some of them was already in radio rotation literally the next day on multiple stations. All you had to do was send in your DJ service plaque, your clean songs, and instantly you was on the radio. That's what I'm saying. Where people like us, I know people have trust issues, and that's why certain events I do for free to be like, look, I'm here to help you. Everything's not free, but I'm showing you I don't mind doing certain things for free, but you still gotta remember this is a business. We had somebody up there, I believe it was Dave Tolliver, from the R&B group Men at Large. That's the group that Joe Levert discovered. And he
Mhm.
was up there and he was saying, he's like, Quest, I'm only here for you. I said, thank you, Dave. Let's get on with the show. But he did his thing. He has a great voice, and he has this room for singers, but he was giving out like $1,000 a week on Clubhouse to the best singer, and sometimes 500,000. I'm like, he's literally telling you all you have to do is follow him, follow his Clubhouse. When he goes live on that Tuesday, you sing, and if you win, here's $1,000. That
Simple,
costs you nothing.
but a little bit of time and effort.
And I don't think some of the singers even took the time to even get on it. And y'all still complaining? Everything is not our fault. You still have to do the work,
So
you
it's
know?
so for those that think it's that easy, I got a hot song, I'm gonna give it to a DJ and they're just gonna spin it. It doesn't work that way.
No, not always. Maybe some local DJs, I rocked with you, but as you get higher in the industry, it's a proper protocol just like every other business. And that's the part people forget.
So again, folks, that's on Saturday, January 29th. Again, that's at 3 p.m.
3 p.m. Eastern.
via Zoom. So that's 3 p.m. in the East, 1 p.m. in the West. All you got to do is go to gottalovemeworld@gmail.com and sign up for free. Is that correct?
Gotta Love Me Radio.
Radio. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotta Love Me
I know
Radio.
it's a lot. It's a lot. But either way, all the Gmails go right directly to me. So if you accidentally hit the other one, I'm still going to receive the message.
Or if they have any questions, just go to gottalovemeworld.com and they can be able to email you through the website. Is that correct?
That is correct.
All right. Well, T Quest, where can they find you at music wise?
Well, as many artists, you can find my music on all digital platforms. But if you are a real fan of T Quest and you know how this industry is with the streaming world, you will actually go to the website, gottalovemeworld.com, and buy the song directly from me. Not through no distribution. Apple don't get 98% of the cut. Like, you can buy my songs directly on my website where I can eat so I can get a sandwich and a drink today, okay? But yeah, I'm on all digital platforms like all other artists. So yeah, there you go.
Folks, gotta love her. Once again, this is T Quest in the building. You tuned into a brand new episode of Discussions with Jay. Love you guys. Definitely hit that subscribe button if you like the content that's going on here. T Quest, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for having us on, for being on my show today.
Absolutely. It's been an absolute pleasure. And I appreciate you as a host. I appreciate you as a client. I appreciate you as an artist. And even though we've only known each other for a short period of time, I genuinely is here if you need me for anything.
Thank you so much for that. Salute, salute, salute. Well, folks, we got to get up out of here. You make sure you tune in each and every Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Okay.